until the final sirens go.
Tiger Cub Josh Smillie is a player that we all can't wait to see, the number 7 pick from Richmond in 2024. And I'm starting to see some posts and some commentary about, I suppose, being a little bit impatient, saying he's not going to make it and things like that. And I just thought it'd be worth just discussing a few things around Josh Smillie because, number one, it's way too early to be making calls that he's not going to make it. That's just crazy. I understand the frustration of not seeing him at AFL level yet. I'm as impatient as everybody else. You'd love to see him there, but you've got to have an element of a realistic view as well. And just have a look at the facts and what he's dealing with and where we need him to get to before we can see him at AFL level. So, first of all, let's talk about his VFL form so far. So he's played the 4 VFL games. He had round 3 in the VFL, 10 disposals, 3 tackles. Round 4 in the VFL, 14 disposals, 3 tackles. Round 5 in the VFL, 23 disposals, 5 marks, 3 tackles. And round 6 in the VFL, what do you have there? 16 disposals, 1 mark and 4 tackles. Now, in 2.5 to 3 of those games, he was on limited minutes, like limited to a half or 6 kilometres, whatever it came first by the sounds of it. So the round 3 and round 4 game, not write-offs because he was still out there, but hard to get a gauge. Round 5 against Casey Fields, he definitely had a lot more minutes in that game. He was doing a lot more. Time on ground, I reckon, was still at about 60-70%, even though he played for 4 quarters. Horrible day though to try and play footy. And then obviously we had the game against Box Hill the other day, which he played a lot more minutes on ground again by the look of it. And yes, so that had the 16 disposals. I guess what some people are worrying about is his impact on the games or non-impact on the games. To like, people wish he was bashing the door down to play in the AFL. We all wish he would be doing that, but reality is he's still got a little bit of work to do. He's got to get his body up to speed, fitness-wise, conditioning-wise, and then the skill piece comes into it. So the one thing I've noticed in a lot of his VFL games, it actually does feel like the opposition midfielders are putting some time into him. I'm not saying it's a hard and fast tag, but there's definitely a lot more attention going his way because of the talent he possesses. That, as well as he's doing a lot of inside work as well. So a lot of his possessions are in and under, feeding the handball out or getting a quick clearance kick forward, which is great, but I'm not sure it's utilising his skills to the best of their ability. I would personally love to see him do some small minutes on the half back line, maybe in the VFL, just to be able to get out in space and use his foot skills to really break teams open, because it's a big strength of his. And maybe doing that might build his confidence as well, because at the moment he's just kind of quick firing handballs out quite a lot. Having said that though, a lot of his handballs are quite damaging, similar to Sam Lawler, that they release players into space and put someone else in a really good position. So on that front, really, really good to see. But I'd love to see him be a bit more damaging by foot. Now, the other main thing and the main purpose of this video, I reckon that there's an element of he's got to still adjust to his body size in an AFL/VFL environment. Now, as we know, he's 195 centimetres. I know the weight is hidden now, but you'd have to assume he's getting towards 90-ish kilos. He's already pretty well built, right? He's not a thin player. He's coming in pretty well filled out. To carry that size around in the Coates League level is so different to carrying that around in the work rate required at VFL and AFL level. To give you a bit of an idea, here are some players that are 195 centimetres, so the same height as Smillie, similar kind of builds. Maybe some of these guys might be slightly bigger, some will be maybe around the mark. But just to give you an idea of the expectation, we're expecting someone of this size to be running around the midfield, causing damage in the first 4 games that he's played. Joel Amati from Sydney, big unit. Harry Armstrong, our very own. I mean, won't see him running around the midfield, clocking up Ks like that anytime soon. Josh Tracy from Freo, Jacob Wiedering from Carlton, and Aaron Cadman from GWS are all 195 centimetres, all key position players. Further investigation, if you have a look at 195 centimetre listed AFL midfielders, now granted there might be some who are listed as something else that maybe roll through the midfield, but as a pure midfielder, which is what we all believe Smillie is, at 195 centimetres there are only 3 listed midfielders in the entire competition. Patrick Cripps, who is obviously an out-and-out superstar, Henry Hustwaite, who played against us on the weekend, and he probably has only just started to see game time after being on the list at Hawthorn for a few years, and Josh Smillie, who's only played 4 VFL games. I thought, oh, let's go to the next one down. Let's have a look at 194 centimetre player midfielders, like pure listed midfielders. That list, we've got Marcus Bontempelli, out and out gun, superstar. Jai Cully, Jack O from GWS, I've not really heard of him. Ned Long, and Edward Allen. So 3 or 4 of those names I'm tipping most of us haven't heard of, and maybe it's because they're still trying to adjust to their body size to be able to create an impact in the AFL environment as well. Obviously, the Bont and Patrick Cripps are the clear standouts in that conversation, but it just goes to show that it's not easy for players of that size to hit the AFL, hit the ground running at AFL or VFL level. And we've also got to remember that he had a hamstring issue that was hampering him since about January that we eased him in on. Prior to that, he was training well, but had, I think it was a hip issue. I think it might have been in an intra-club game. He got a bit of a knock. So he's had a couple of hiccups along the journey before this point in time playing these VFL games. So all I'm saying is let's just ease up on the big level of expectation. He's not going to make it calls. Like, it's just a bit extreme at this point in time. There's still a lot to play out. And I really do think it's as simple as he needs to just adjust to what his body has to do and the requirements of his body size at VFL and AFL level, because it is so different to Coach League, it's not funny. And that will be a big shock to his system. And like I said, we don't see any expectations on these other key defenders or key forwards to run midfield minutes like he does. But he's building into that gradually. And once that all clicks and once that works out for him, he'll be a beast. All right. We can see that he's like head and shoulders above most midfielders he stands next to. He's just working it all out. And you know what? It might still be 2, 3, 4 weeks until we maybe see him in the AFL. And that might be due to different circumstance with players maybe not performing, and he might put in a couple of okay games, give him a run, who knows. But yeah, let's not be too judgmental on young Josh Smillie just yet. A long way to go for him. He's a super talented footballer, got leadership qualities written all over him. And yeah, let's just wait till he grows into his body a bit more, gets used to the size, and then we'll see him start dominating. So there's my Josh Smillie video. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Is it as simple as that? Is there more to it? Is there less to it? Are you liking what you're seeing of him in the VFL? Keen to hear all of that. But yeah, we'll see him in the VFL again this week, and hopefully he puts in another big performance.